All right, bridges in Idaho could soon be seeing improvements. Earlier, President Biden detailed what money will be spent on from his infrastructure bill, and Idaho will receive $225 million from the federal highway program to help improve and preserve highway bridges in need of replacement or repair. Now, the money can be used 100% and without the state matching 20%, as with other federal funding campaigns. So joining us now to talk about what this means for Idaho's bridges and roads is the Idaho Transportation Department's Public Information Officer, Aubrie Spence. Aubrie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so first off, what does this mean for Idaho's bridges and roads?
So this law includes provisions for $45 million annually over the next 5 years. We actually just received notice today that ITD will receive $38.25 million this fiscal year, and local governments will receive $6.75 million. So this funding will be used to replace, rehabilitate, preserve, protect, and construct highway bridges all across Idaho.
No doubt good news for all of us Idahoans, but what exactly is ITD's role in this? Can you talk a little bit about that?
So ITD inspects all Idaho bridges over 20 feet, which makes up for about 2,479 bridge structures. So at the present time, ITD is still considering funding for specific projects, and we are working with local governments on the most pressing needs. The federal bridge program also has dedicated funding for tribal and local bridges that are not on the state or federal system. So there are hundreds of bridges in Idaho on the state and local system that need this funding.
You know, I know some people are probably listening right now and wondering, will this change Governor Little's transportation budget at all?
So federal funds don't directly alter the use of state funds. So ITD plans to use both types of funding to improve bridges. ITD has been heavily focused on project readiness for the last several years, and we currently have several $100 million in needed projects ready to advance various funding programs.
So will Governor Little then be using the federal infrastructure bill for funding?
Well, the bipartisan infrastructure bill includes all types of projects, not just bridges. So it includes preservation, construction, and enhancements to roads, broadband, railroads, airports, and so on. So actually, ITD's board will approve the projects with this new federal funding, and there are plenty of needs identified for all types of infrastructure needs. And ITD actually has a 7-year program known as the Idaho Transportation Improvement Program, where we have 7 years worth of projects planned. So we're prepared to put good use for both federal and state funding.
A lot of good information there, Aubrie. Is there anything else you want our folks to know who might be watching right now? For example, travel restrictions, any other projects this might affect?
Yeah, it's hard to say since projects have not been identified. Improvements and replacements involve construction activities. So, but these projects are planned well in advance, and ITD will work with local governments and citizens to make them aware of what those plans are. So I think the big tip is before you head out the door, just be sure to check 511.idaho.gov for the latest construction updates, and that could affect your commute times as well as road conditions. So it's a great tool to know before you go and plan ahead of time for short duration work zones or these long projects that will be coming Idaho's way.
All right, Aubrie Spence with Idaho Transportation Department. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.